How's it going, everybody? On a Monday? Oh, it is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed Mr. Sports Analyst. And I'm joined by this phenomenal crew. And let us know if you like the new look here. We have a new look we're trying out. Let us know how you feel about it. But I have Mr. Adam, the GOAT.
Yo,
Mr. More for your money.
Woo! Hello, everyone.
And the man that is so dashing that, Lane, if I did you first, no one even want to hear anyone else's name. It's Mr. Lane Dashing Dashco.
I actually made this background, so if you don't like it, I might have to leave and go cry for 20 minutes and come back. But we're trying some new things.
We're trying some new things, so let us know what you like about the look. So what we're going to do here today is free agency opens up on Tuesday, aka tomorrow at noon in the Canadian Football League. Now, we've got the tampering window. Now, everything's all nice and quiet. And now we're going to get into the free agency. But before we do, I believe Mr. Dashko has some breaking news that he wants to get in here.
Yeah, I did see this from Hamilton at Rick Sports Central. So for Hamilton, thank you, Rick, for sharing the story. It's not CFL related, but I thought we could bring it up. It looks like the Hamilton boy who says he loves Hamilton more than he loves waking up and maybe drinking a cup of coffee. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, has now become part owner of the Hamilton TD Coliseum.
Whoa! Wow, that's some big news.
So getting into his Hamilton heritage, helping out with the local Hamilton, where apparently the AHL is coming, getting involved in that Hamilton. So I want to give SGA a huge shout out. We know how much he loves Hamilton. I think that's some pretty amazing news from SGA.
Fantastic news. Now, will his security
The corner boys.
going with them?
The corner boys.
The boys in the corner.
I wish I
Will
could
his security team be going to TD Place too?
I mean, probably, because he's famous.
Like, that's the only problem. I hopefully we can clean up the area because it's a really
Well,
nice
that's the whole
team.
point of that stadium, Dan. And I do give SGA a lot of credit. He's trying to get back to his
100%.
community, where he's from. He represents the
Minimum.
Hammer.
Yeah. Wow, big news.
Nick Suzuki. Yeah, Nick Suzuki on the second line is I thought he was going to be more of a third line role player for Team Canada, which we will be doing a preview show of that more than likely either Wednesday night, Thursday morning, depending on how we're all feeling. So make sure you stay
I'm not
locked
that
in.
crazy surprised, but
I'll
say those feelings on that show.
No, they're still looking the same.
Okay.
I'm not surprised by that.
I still think it's practice, and I wouldn't be surprised if John Cooper's just like, "Ha, sucker."
Yeah, that's what I think that happened.
But what we're going to do here today, if you guys saw our free agency tampering window preview, we went over the top about 40 players and we broke down where they could be. I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to go position by position of some of the top players still available coming out of the tampering window and discuss where they could be landing. Now, if you're looking for coverage day of, I do want to mention that Rick from Hamilton Sports Central does a live stream for like 11 or 12 hours or some crazy thing if you're looking for day of coverage. So definitely give him a follow and check it out.
Oh, 100%. He's amazing.
What I'd like to start off with is I want to jump right into the quarterback position. Now, no team is looking for a starting quarterback in free agency. However, there are still some interesting backups available, such as McLeod Bethel-Thompson, Chris Streveler, Jeremiah Masoli, Trey Adams, Caleb Evans, Cameron Dukes, and Shea Patterson. So
I forgot all about Trey Adams.
You know, actually, I was going to say Trey Adams is the name that I'm very intrigued. We've never really seen much of him because of some really bad injuries, but I thought in the last game and a half he played in Ottawa, I actually thought I saw some potential. Really mobile guy for a team that's looking for maybe a short yardage QB. I mean, Shea Patterson's also a short yardage specialist. Chris Streveler's the biggest question mark here because you just
I was just going to say that. Do we know yet if he's going to be healthy?
We do not. Like I follow him on Instagram, and like he's up and
Ooh.
running around and being himself, which is great.
Well, that's good.
But we don't know about that yet. But
Yeah,
where
I
is
hate
it?
hate
Sorry,
to
Dan. Go
say
ahead.
it. Oh, sorry.
No, Dan, go ahead.
Hate to say it, but I think Masoli might be done his career.
I don't know. I could actually see Jeremiah
I would be
Masoli going.
surprised.
I could see Jeremiah Masoli going somewhere like, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, maybe this might be the end of him, because like I was about to say BC, but BC didn't just didn't bring him back.
He didn't play terrible in BC, but he didn't. I don't know. He just didn't. For me, he does. I love the guy. I feel really bad. Basically, his career ended from injuries because he was a heck of a lot better a few years ago before he got injured, right? And he never got back to that caliber he was before the injury, in my opinion. Like, I think Bethel Thompson, believe it or not, I think someone might try him for a third time, because like there were some highlight moments there. But Masoli, I'm not feeling it. I'm not digging it.
So I'm curious to see if McLeod Bethel Thompson goes to back up Nathan Rourke in BC. Because you gotta remember, Jeremiah Masoli's gone, and I think with Rourke, you still need. I think it would benefit him having a veteran quarterback behind him. And I wonder if McLeod Bethel Thompson can kind of mentor him and just how to be more of a professional and how to handle media, although MBT certainly had a lot of his media issues. And yes, Anthony Calvillo has been promoted to the offensive coordinator, Funfish. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see.
Yes.
Now, Montreal as well, they moved on from Caleb Evans as their short yardage / backup, and they have gone to Dustin Crum. So it makes you think, though, is Ottawa looking for a backup quarterback? And I think if Ottawa is, I could see Ryan Dimwitty calling Mr. Cameron Dukes to come be the backup for Drew Brown.
Yeah, that could be a fun reunion.
Or do we see MBT going to Ottawa because Dimwitty and MBT had a bit of history there back in the day?
There might be a history. The most success MBT had in his career was with Ryan Dimwitty as his OC.
So I'm calling it. I think he's going to go to Ottawa as the backup.
Interesting thought. I mean, I could even see Masoli making one more pit stop in Ottawa.
Didn't they just have him 2 years ago?
Yeah, but that's when he had the injury problems from a couple dirty hits.
Yeah.
So, like, you look at teams, Toronto probably isn't quarterback shopping. If they are, it's for a short yardage guy.
Maybe bring Cameron Dukes back via Toronto as a first string.
Dukes will not come back to Toronto after the death threat situation.
True.
I don't see Dukes coming back, which I feel bad for him. Super nice guy.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, Canada today, 17th
surprising.
in medals. It's not, it's not shocking, to be honest. We never really. I mean, there's been some surprises. The mixed doubles in curling was a real surprise for me, but
that was disappointing. I honestly thought we could have got a medal there.
I don't think anybody expected them to medal.
Well, I did.
Well, outside of like maybe some Canadians, but like the real one would be the men and women's curling will be where the medals, I think everybody expects the medals to come from curling because those two teams are good. So I would expect medals there.
Mm-hmm.
But like there hasn't been like snowboarding. One of the guys who usually snowboards, he was out of one of his competitions, his early competitions, but he'll be back. There have been just some like bad luck situations. Canada will get more medals, like being 17th in medals, like 2-3 days into the Olympics isn't that crazy. Isn't that crazy big of a deal yet. They'll start medaling more and more as the Olympics go. I won't say tournament, but as the Olympics go on, they'll medal more.
Well, yeah,
it's not a concern yet.
We all know they're going to get gold in hockey. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We hope
they'll get at least a medal. They should get a medal.
Yo, what's up, Cross Focus 4? I'm not sure who that is, but what's up, brother?
It's Cross Focus 4 Lane. That's who it is.
Welcome to the Dex. That's a new viewer. Thank you.
Is Sean
no,
White
he's
still?
not.
I don't believe
retired.
So.
He retired like 2 Olympics ago, I think.
I was going
to say,
there
4 years ago, as far as I'm aware.
Medaling, We got the 2 blondes I mentioned the other night. That's all we have so far. So we are 17th place, but first place is Norway with 6 medals. Now, what makes them first is that they got 3 gold, same as Switzerland. We're second with 3 gold. Then you have Japan in third with 7 medals, but they only got 2 golds. So even though really Canada's technically 17th, we're not that far behind. Like, and Canada, we never put in the big money. Our government never puts in the big money the way America does, right? So it's very hard for the athletes to compete on the same level. You got to give them a lot of respect and a lot of credit because they're doing everything on their own dime and their own sponsorships and, corporate sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah, because all the money goes to hockey. That happens with like all sports though, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like Canada's like government, if they're not funding, if you're not being funded, it's because you're not hockey. And it kind of sucks because like soccer isn't funded very well at times.
Yeah.
Rugby, like the rugby women's team this summer when they went to the Olympics, they funded half of the money they had to fund themselves.
That's right.
Because Rugby Canada didn't have money. They only had, I think it was they paid $1 million of the $2 million I think they needed, if I'm not mistaken. It's something like that, which kind of sucks for them that they had to go and crowdfund when they're the second best team in the world.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's just sports. It's not hockey in this country, which kind of sucks.
It does.
Speaking of hockey, what do you guys think about, unfortunately, Marie-Philippe Villain? I think her tournament's over.
Yeah, I was sad to see.
No, I don't think
apparently she was seen without crutches and without anything on her like right leg, which is the leg she hurt. She was pulled because, let's be honest, everybody from their group gets out. Canada gets through no matter what. They would be second place without Poulon. If she doesn't play tomorrow, it's because Canada they don't need to beat the States tomorrow. They would be second in this group walking. They'd be second in this group asleep. They should be second in this group, no problem. And like, they don't need her until next week when the actual tournament starts, which is the knockout rounds. And I wouldn't say that because this Canada, one thing I think it's a benefit / a negative for hockey for the women's team. It's they're veterans. They've been here before. They all like Marie-Philippe Villain, 5 medals, 3 gold. And Canada has lost 1 gold medal game against the States in the last 4, maybe 5 tournaments now. Mm-hmm. And Canada knows how to win gold. This group knows how to win this gold medal. The U.S. may be younger and faster, but a lot of their players are very inexperienced and they have not been in this moment before. So Canada also plays up when they play the States. They are so much better than you see them at other games. This Canada team knows to step up in this moment. And I would not be surprised if their games against the States are closer than they were at the rivalry series. Mm-hmm. Desbiens, which is the Canada's regular starting goalie, was not healthy and did not play in the rivalry series. So I wouldn't be surprised if Canada is back and competing. I have no concerns about them competing for gold again this year, just because Canada and the U.S. are like, no offense to Finland and Sweden, which I think are great countries. Finland knocked out Canada a couple years ago in the World Championships. So Finland, great women's hockey. Same thing with Sweden. But I do think Canada's quality around their whole lineup is bigger than Finland and Sweden. I have no concerns. I think it'll be tough. Finland will be a tough game for them, but I do think I have no concerns about Canada competing for gold. Even without Marie-Philippe Poulon. If she's hurt for the rest of the tournament, because I think they got to the gold 4 years ago, and I think Poulon got hurt in that tournament as well for like a couple games. Sure. I don't remember though. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have no concerns. I also don't think, I think it was just a precaution. At least I hope If she doesn't play tomorrow, it's because they're holding her out. That's in my opinion, but I guess we won't know until tomorrow.
I agree with Adam. I think they might give Puen a little bit of a rest at the beginning of the tournament, make sure this is ready for a gold medal game, right? But I think Canada will be competing for gold. Fun fact, Canada's the only women's team that has a full NWPHA roster, which is pretty cool. So it shows you how big.
I don't know where you got the N from.
Yeah, thank you, PWHL. Thank you. Shows you how much the PWHL is growing as a league, so that's fantastic. So good on them.
Mm-hmm.
It is Jacob said we'll talk more hockey stuff on our pregame Canada show, which will probably be Wednesday night. And tonight be talking to CFL since this opening up tomorrow. But just
I got carried away.
No problem. Just a quick little shout out. We go where the comments go, right? So thank you, Fun Fist, for the comments. We really appreciate it. But just want to give a shout out before we talk about the CFL here again. If you're new to the channel, thank you, and please subscribe to the channel. It has a huge help to build our algorithm.
Subscribe
and keep
to our
viewing.
channel.
The views are huge. We're almost at 50,000 views on YouTube already. So thank you so much, everyone, for that, which is amazing. And the followers and subscribers up to 140 followers, 119 subscribers on YouTube, and they help the algorithm. So the comments, the views, the likes, the shares, they all help humongous for the algorithm. And higher the algorithm goes up, the more we can do for you. So thank you so much, everybody.
Absolutely, and I agree, everything Dan said times 10. But I know when I showed you guys the quarterbacks coming in CFO free agency, there's not a lot of top end talent in the quarterback rooms. It's more backups.
Yeah.
Now the running backs is where I think things start to get a little more interesting.
Before you get into this, is that why you were saying when I asked you about what's his name? Help me, Argo's backup QB. We'll start. Nick Arbuckle. Sorry, brain fart there. Is that way when I was asking you about Nick Arbuckle, you said to just hang on to because there's not a really good the free agency list for the QBs is kind of weak right now, so might as well just hang on.
It is, and it's also so actually to address that before getting to running backs in lane. The big thing for Nick Arbuckle is there's not a team in the league that's looking for a starter. So I actually think for him, his best chance to be a starter is in Toronto, just because you don't know what Chad Kelly will be like. I think Nick Arbuckle will. I think this time next season, Toronto will have to pick one of them between Arbuckle and Kelly. But this year, they're both under contract. Arbuckle's still on that very affordable contract that he signed 2 years ago. So that's why I think Arbuckle didn't push for a release, is there's really no team looking for a starter. And I think Toronto gives them a half-decent shot, depending on what Chad Kelly is like on the field and off the field. So, but the running backs is where I see some more guys. But great question, Lane. But the running backs is where things get a little more. Guys like William Stanback and Sean Thomas Arlington, Walter Fletcher, who didn't play at all last year, but has been a 1,000-yard guy in the past. I think out of those are your top 3 running backs in this list, in my opinion. And I think if you're the Toronto Argonauts, you have to be making a major push at William Stanback.
Yeah, that's the big fist here, right? And the Argos are known for having a great running back team players in the past. You look at Ricky Williams, you look at Avery, you look at AJ Ouellette, you look at Andrew Harris, right? They always just think of the Argos as a quarterback team, but they also have that 1-2 punch at the running back as well. So I think Stanback is a great choice. Oh, call me crazy. Pinball is known for doing crazy things. We know due to signing Grant and having Kelly and Arbuckle under contract and signing Judds and Pickett, salary cap's going to be a little tight, so call me crazy. I can see the Argos going for Walter Fletcher, giving him a bargain basement deal, like prove it.
Okay, I could see that too.
Pinball's done
was
crazy
it Ryan Williams on the team last year?
He was. He had that season-ending injury against Ottawa early in the year, which the sad thing for him, he was actually starting to look good before he got injured.
He was, yeah.
That's why his name looked so familiar. I was like, he was definitely on the team and got hurt. I was like, I couldn't remember exactly, but yeah, I feel like if they really want to, like if they were impressed by him, they would have already brought him back.
Yeah.
So they'll probably go with somebody different. It'd be very interesting to see how they want to go about this.
I'm shocked that they didn't bring him back.
It needs to be better than it was. It needs to be better than it was last year. The running. Game.
Spencer Brown certainly had some moments in Toronto, unless they're going to go with Spencer Brown, Peyton Logan. But a team that's definitely looking for some help in the running back room now, unless there's some magic beans that I don't know about in Hamilton, is the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Lane, you lost Greg Bell, right? He's now an Ottawa Red Black. I'm curious if you agree with me. I think Sean Thomas Erlington is the perfect fit for Hamilton's offense.
I think that'd be a good player. I think William Stanback would be not a bad player, but I would like Sean Thomas Erlington.
Yeah.
And see, I think Erlington's more your fit because William Stanback is getting older, and I think he's at the wrong side of 30. And Erlington's been in Hamilton before. He's had success. He was really good in Montreal last year before he got injured.
Yeah.
So I think Hamilton needs to find a diamond in the rough at running back this year because, they just gave Wynton McManus that massive contract. I don't know how much cap space they have left. And I think maybe I'm looking at Sean Thomas Erlington, or maybe they take a chance on Williams, right? Like I think Hamilton and Toronto are the two major teams really focusing on running because I feel like Calgary's got Mills, BC's got Butler,
Saskatchewan got Ouellette. I call that one.
Ottawa's got Anababoye and Bell. Montreal is Steven Scott III, who I think really became their guy last year.
Yeah.
And you're kind of looking Toronto and Hamilton, I feel, are the two teams that really Saskatchewan, AJ Ouellette. Like I think Toronto and Hamilton are the two teams really looking for a running back.
Just a shout out to Wick there in the comments who just said hello there. When we were talking about Hamilton Sports Central, he's the man. He's the man that runs it. So we always give you a little plop. We'll give you another one here, Wick, since you're here with us now. Tomorrow, the free agency window is open, and he's going to be live on air for a whole day. And the information this guy has is insane. So if you want more in-depth stuff, definitely go follow his page and give it a like.
I know I'll definitely be tuning in from my office, but yeah. So guys, I'm curious though, and Dan, I know you're a big fan of him. Do you see Kevin Brown's CFO career ending, or is someone going to pick him up as a backup?
See, I think someone should pick him up. Like, I'm surprised the Argos cut him because he only played 102 games, and I get he was kind of low.
He wasn't good.
I get that, but I'm like, whoa, the guy's still a tank. I mean, running back with some injuries, right? I don't know who's going to get him. Maybe Edmonton will have him again. I don't know, but someone's got to give him a league minimum contract and give it a shot,
Yeah, I don't know.
He's only 2 years out from rushing for 1,000 yards, though, to be fair. 2 years out, and he's missed game. He only played once. I looked it up. He only played one game last year for Toronto.
Crazy. Yeah, why only one game? Like, why not keep him?
Well, because I think Toronto, they kind of went with Spencer Brown as their guy last year once it got going, right? And he did have a decent year for Toronto. He did have 9 runs over 10 yards. And not to saying that's phenomenal, but it's certainly not terrible. But I think the running back situation, I think there's realistically 2 teams looking for running backs, like number one, ready to go. And funny enough, it's Ottawa, the QEW, that's going to be looking for those 2, I think running backs. And I think especially for both of those teams and both of those coaches, they're going to want to run the ball. I know Hamilton, Lane, I think sometimes it drove you nuts how much they handed off the ball, but with Scott Milanovich, he wants to establish a running game.
I think it's the opposite. I think they don't run enough.
Oh.
I actually think this team's too pass heavy.
Well, the other thing, too, is you look at the Argos.
If you don't mind, Dana, before you go in, I'm just going to read this because this is really good information about Hamilton's salary cap situation. So thank you, Rick. Hamilton went into the tampering window with about 800,000 to 900,000 with Casey Sales, Tim White salary cap rise not signing Wolotarski. That's not even including Hamilton didn't sign. So they still have a lot. Okay, so they have more cap than I thought they did. I guess, too. You know what? They didn't re-sign Deshaun Amos either, which was a real surprise to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I was very happy about it. Yeah. But
basically traded McManus for Amos. I don't know, but basically what we did. So with Hamilton having up much cap space, they're probably going for the big name Fisk here, like Stanback, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would think. But I just want to say, I think Fisk is crucial for the Argos to get a good running back tomorrow, right away. And the reason why is because Chad Kelly's still a wild card. So with him being a wild card, you're going to establish that you need a strong one game. We saw the Argos. I think the reason why the Argos only won 5 games last year or 4 games, whatever it was because of the one game. Period.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty fair statement, Dan, because I don't think it was Nick Arbuckle or the receiving core. I think the running game was a real struggle.
In our special teams,
it was brutal. It was the worst I've seen it in a long time.
Jeez.
But
very bad.
But no, I think both Hamilton and Toronto will be aggressive looking at running backs. Now, remember, Toronto did sign Peyton Logan. I thought he might be a kick return specialist, but for free signing Janarian Grant, looks like they're going to have him as a running back. So they will be curious to see how aggressive Toronto is as well. And I do think Spencer Brown showed some flashes last year, right?
He did.
Oh, Dan's not cheating on his Mountain Dew tonight. That's good. But now here's another one. And funny enough, we're going to be talking a lot of Hamilton and especially a lot of Hamilton again with wide receivers. Yeah. Now, the reason why I say Hamilton, besides of Smith and Lawler, the receiving core, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, I think the receiving core, they really need a wide receiver 3. And there's some really good wide receiver 3s available in this. You got Tavares Daniels, Steven. By the way, there's 2 pages of wide receivers. This is just page 1.
They should go get Tavares Daniels.
Tavares Daniels and Hamilton would be a match made in heaven. I think he is a receiver 3 at this point in his career.
Yeah.
Because Hamilton, after Keandre Smith, Kenny Lawler had 1,400 yards, roughly. Keandre Smith had roughly 1,100. Then your next is Giovanni Robertson with 214. So now, mind you, there's no Tim White anymore and Shamar Bridges as well. So there's a major hole you got to fill in Hamilton's wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
I think Hamilton and Edmonton are 2 teams that are really going to be looking at the receiving room, and maybe even BC, because I don't believe BC has re-signed Eberhardt. So. Now, mind you, they might feel if Katori can stay healthy, Berryhill has another good year, maybe they feel they're okay. But I feel especially Edmonton and Hamilton are your 2 teams that are really, really looking for
Edmonton
some
just need to get something. Edmonton just need to get something.
Remember, they did get Austin Mack, but I think they need a little bit more. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this first page, at least. I would love to see Dominic Rhymes heading over to Edmonton.
Call me crazy. I think Rhymes is going to go back to BC.
Okay.
I am shocked that Calgary's not keeping him. It was kind of surprising that he left BC in the first place.
Calgary really needs receivers.
Nathan York has got a lot better, in my opinion. BC is like maybe one missing piece away from a Grey Cup, and maybe Wimes is that piece. So out of this list, that's the first thing that popped in my head is Wimes. I could see Wamble going to Edmonton.
Okay.
And I like Daniels in the Hammer. I also like.
I don't like it, but it's a good fit.
Well, you know what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wimes'
most productive year. Sorry, Dan.
Mm.
No, that's okay. I think of all that cap space that Wick was saying, I could see the Hammer getting 2 wide receivers tomorrow. So I could see Daniels and Gittins Jr. going over to the Ticats.
Or do they go with a big fish and call in and try to bring in Addison, 1,000-yard guy?
Yeah.
Can also play the running back position in a pinch. Maybe he played in Hamilton before with Jeremiah Masoli, and it was a really good match. But what's interesting is I want to point out something here. Calgary, actually really need some receiver help because Bengleton was out all of last year, so we don't know what he only played 2 games. He broke his leg against
lines for
Toronto,
whatever
second game of
reason.
the year. Alford got an NFL contract,
Right.
and Rhymes is testing free agency. So when you're looking Calgary, Jalen Philpott is currently your top receiver at 830 yards. Then after that, it goes Clark Barnes. I'm sorry, that goes like Tavon Jones to 731, Eric Brooks with 824, and Clark Barnes with 601. So there's not a single 1,000-yard guy in Calgary. And Lane, I really want to throw this to you because you and I argued a lot about who's better, VA and Nathan Rourke. But if you're a VA, are you pressuring Dickinson to go up there and get you another top receiver?
Well, 100%, right? Like, there's no question. VA, I mean, VA can only do so much, but he doesn't have any help catching the ball. Who's going to catch the balls? And if you're going to lose like Dominic Rhymes, right, who was on, I believe, was on the team last year, right?
Yeah, he was.
And now you
Great year
said
last year
Alford.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you're losing 2 top receivers. And at the end of the day, a quarterback can do so much, but if he doesn't have someone catching the ball consistently, it's not going to work well. So, yeah, for sure, if you're VA, you're going to go after the coach or GM and be like, give me something to work with.
And just as a reminder here, Dominic Rhymes had in 17 games, 886 yards and 6 touchdowns. So that's a lot of yards. Calgary was no 1,000-yard guy, but receiving core by committee. And I wonder, too, when we go to the second part of this list, is this maybe where we see them? I think Calgary calls Sean Bain Jr. to come join them.
I think they're going to get Dalton Schoen.
Yeah.
Now remember, Dalton Schoen will not be healthy at the start of the year.
Who cares?
True.
So that's the big question mark. But when he's healthy, he's as good as Kenny Lawler when he's healthy.
Yeah, exactly. I think Calgary could go get Charles Lambeau, who was on the last page.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see Calgary also getting Mitchell. I think Mitchell is an underrated wide receiver. That's going to have a good year.
Also can play kick return. I'm curious too. Shamar Bridges had a sophomore slump, but in his rookie season was a 1,000-yard receiver, offensive rookie player of the year. Maybe that's someone you bring into Calgary under VA to try to spark some magic. I don't think Calgary has a lot of cap space either because VA is getting paid $500K this year.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, given Schoen's injuries, do they try and go and does Calgary try and go get him? Because he hasn't played he's played 8 games, in the last 2 years? I think is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Could they go
it's a
get
good
him?
gamble because when he's healthy,
he's a guy who's had
automatic.
2,000 receiving yard seasons.
Mm-hmm.
2 years of over 1,000 plus. I was saying for Dominic Rhymes, was 2022, was that the year that what's his face? Clipboard dude. Forgot his name
Nathan
for a
Rourke.
second. Was that Nathan Rourke's MVP season? Yes.
Most outstanding Canadian.
I think he goes his most productive year was that year with Rourke. So why not go? I could see him going back. Was his best weapon. One of his best weapons that year. I could see him going back just because of that connection with Rourke.
Okay.
Previously.
That's a good call.
The only thing I'll say there is I just don't know if they can afford him.
Oh, yeah. Money.
But I mean, obviously, if they can make it work, because I mean, they are letting Eberhardt walk, who was one of their big play receivers. But we look at some other teams, I think Saskatchewan. I'm not worried about their receiving core at all. I know they had a lot of injuries last year, but they have Baker, Johnston, Emilus. I think they're fine. Edmonton again's one that I would be concerned. Winnipeg, the only thing I will say with Winnipeg, besides I know they brought. Never mind. I was going to say they might want a big guy besides of Dembski, but they did bring in Tim White, which again, Hamilton's got to replace that 1,000 yards. I know he had a lot of drops, but he is a 1,000-yard receiver basically every year. So
he's just a complicated guy, right?
He is. He's kind of like Lane and I's relationship. Lane, it's complicated.
No,
I kid. Montreal's another one. They might not have the.
Steady.
Montreal might not have the sexy name besides of Tyson Philpott, but like Tyler Snead very quietly at 1,000-yard year. I know they're losing Rambo, but they did extend Alexander Hollins, who 2 years ago was a phenomenal receiver. I don't think Montreal's really looking to add. Ottawa is one that I'm not sure, because you have Eugene Lewis of 1,000, who had 1,012, off year for him, still 1,000-yard guy. Pemberton 275. I know. Sorry, 722. I know that's Lane's arch enemy. And then you add the rookie Keelan White with 482. But I do wonder with potentially, and I know you're hoping Mardner will be healthy this year, but I wonder if you're Ottawa, are you replacing Addison, maybe with not the same tier, but looking at some of these guys again, are you maybe replacing him with an Arkell Smith or a Wheatfall, like just a really good third option?
Yeah, I think so.
Just to add something different with the new coach coming in. I don't even want to say his name.
I'll say it.
You need to change things up. Like you bring in somebody different.
Yeah.
Like you bring in somebody new for a new system and hope that he can help the quarterback. And hopefully you get more wins than what you had this year.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a big year for Ottawa too, right? I mean, for Ottawa, they did some really good progress making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then only having 4 wins was a huge fall, right? And then really with the whole situation with Toronto, he wants to come into Ottawa and put his stamp on the team. And one way he can put his stamp on it is boosting up the wide receiver core to give Drew Bounce more targets, right? So I could totally see Ottawa doing some damage in the receivers. I think basically we're going to see Saskatchewan and Toronto not signing anyone in wide receivers. They're both extremely stacked. And Jacob's point, even Montreal, they lost some guys. They got some young guys like Philpott and Speaker who have really grown a lot over last year. So
I don't think Toronto will do anything with Herslow, Polk, Coxie, and Mattal and Ungerer as your top 5. They don't need any receivers.
Amazing.
But Lane, I'm sorry, Lane Dashko, the Dashinator, as I like to call him since now. You were trying to bring a point in there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay, Dan. I was just saying it's going to be funny to me how good Ottawa is without Bob Dice, because apparently, even though I don't know the players that well, I seem to have a good read on the coaches. And I told you that your coach was causing problems. And Jacob, can you remind me, what did I say pretty much every single damn postgame about Ottawa's coach? He's not trying to be rude, but that guy does not know what he's doing with a clipboard. He's like, It's like he's got a clipboard of baking cookies. He's like, okay, so we're gonna call this play 2 cups of sugar. And it's like, bro.
But like, does Dinwiddie cause issues for that team though? Given
things
went in Toronto this last year,
Dinwiddie, bro, you're the problem.
So I think that becomes the issue for Ottawa with free agents.
That's true.
Who wants to go and play
Adam,
for a
good
guy
point.
who had such a low ranking? Like coaching was such a big issue in Toronto last year.
Adam, it wasn't his fault.
As we all saw with our damn eyes. It was so frustrating.
It wasn't his fault.
The sad thing is, Dan and I were drinking the Ryan Dinwiddie Kool-Aid during the season.
Oh, we were.
Like, we both said, look, this guy's won multiple Grey Cups. Cut him some slack. But then the grades come out. You're like, okay. But
he should have fired his special teams coach.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Special teams
I don't know if
was
this is
a big
sound
issue
effect, but this is Ryan Dinwiddie every time.
Think you're lying.
It's not true.
Yeah, I wonder if Ottawa has the issue. I wonder if Ottawa has that issue. Yeah, I wonder if Ottawa
I do wonder if that with Ottawa, will they? And it's interesting too. Both Pickett and Priester,
especially when they're big guys. Yeah, Pickett leaving.
And they only played with Dinwiddie for 1 year, and then they left. And then as soon as Dinwiddie comes to Ottawa, they both leave.
Yeah.
So it is an interesting situation.
It opens discussion there that will free agents, if they look at that situation with Pickett leaving and he's only played under him for a year, we're going to try and go to a lot of games this year.
Oh, yeah. So Dan and I are both Argo season ticket holders, so we go to every Argo game.
Road trip.
We'll be definitely doing some games in the Hammer this year as well, and potentially some games in Ottawa.
I'll try
Maybe
to go
even
with you this year.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll convince Adam that we should drive to Saskatchewan because I don't like heights, and we'll go to a Riders
If
game.
you guys want to see some
Jacob, you don't even need to convince me. I'm down. Let's go.
Do it.
Let's do it.
I think you guys would love to see
like StubHub to like sponsor us to go to the games.
Yeah.
StubHub, please sponsor.
We're not sponsored by StubHub, but we could be.
Come on, Dave.
You know, it's like I've been saying it. I think people want us to see. I think you guys at Dex want to see us live on the road, right?
So we'll try Funfish. We'll attempt. The Argos do play the Riders on my birthday. So I'm trying to convince, looking into maybe taking 2 weeks off of work or some crazy thing.
How much would a via train to Saskatchewan be?
Oh, I'm not taking a train. I'll drive.
It depends. No, train might be more comfortable. If you book it out far enough, it won't be as.
Let me look. Let's look.
You gotta fly, bud. Yeah.
Book it out further enough.
Dan, I don't have an airplane sound
effect. Depends on how expensive tickets would be.
But Funfish, trust me, we're gonna be doing lots of at-game content this year. We have some exciting stuff coming up for the desk with the Canadian Football League. But
yeah.
And then if you want to go to our Facebook and Instagram page, last year when we went to games, we posted little videos of us at the games and stuff. So if you want to follow,
we usually did like half pre-game, half in post at the games.
Jacob is the QR code to the Facebook page. Put that up somewhere.
When Moa went to some games, when Adam went to some games, Adam is in some videos. Not making any sense, but Adam is in them.
100%.
Now it's just partially blocking lane, Dan.
No, he still sees
it's half blocking lane. It's half.
I can still see his dashing face. It just looks like a big corner graphic.
So there you go. So
I'm a QR code.
QR code that takes you right to the
you
Facebook
get to
page.
find. You get to find secret pictures of Lane if you go on to
that's actually the Lane's OnlyFans.
It's the Lane. No, it's
only Lanes.
Dan's. It's to his only Dan's.
Only Dan's.
Okay, so it'd be $350, so never mind that.
But yeah, when we went to games, we posted that. I also took part in the CFL Fight Cancer Walk last year, so I'll be doing that again with Wicca Hamilton Sports Central and the boys there. So, we'll be giving some updates of that. So I was at the Labor Day games and all that too. So yeah, 100%.
Oh.
And if you guys want to see more videos of us in games, let us know.
And hey, there you go. Yeah, I get to see McManus her first. Actually, I saw Winter McManus is doing. Rick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's doing autograph signings this week.
Really?
Yeah, the 11th, I believe.
Don't even make me think about that. That sounds so sad. I'm gonna cry.
So do we buy a McManus?
But you know what? Since you brought up McManus was the big fish at linebacker. However, there are still some very interesting linebackers available. And Micah Alway is obviously the really big name.
Mm-hmm.
But, you have Adam Big Hill, who I know is in small sample size.
No, Rick.
He's on the list twice. He's so good.
Rick, don't say that to me.
Yes, he is. He's that good, Dan.
Great sadness. Rick,
but you also have Santos Knox, who I believe was Hamilton last year.
Yeah, it's a big name.
I wonder, does Toronto bring back Jonathan Jones as a little insurance at
Jones
with McManus on the move?
I really like Jones. He was one of the players the Argos no one really talked about, but I really liked him. So I could totally see the Argos bring him back.
Could help. Like there's no.
That's
it's
Ottawa.
I was talking
Thank
about.
you. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate
but
it.
I think that's like there's no risk in bringing back extra help, especially when you lose a player like McManus.
Now, my interesting thing is, boys, I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on this. Do you? I know Big Hill's on there twice. That's how much I like him. And
okay, that's what I said.
I see the Toronto Argonauts bringing in Adam Big Hill just for a little bit more, just to add a little more experience that you're losing from having Winston McManus leave. Now, I'm not saying they're inexperienced at linebacker because they have Judge and they have Pickett.
Well, I was thinking Big Hill.
Do they have the money?
Because I think
that's the
Big
$1
Hill.
million question.
I think Big Hill.
Do we have the money to afford him?
I think you can get Big Hill on a cheap contract because of his age, and I think with his age, he wants to play on a good team that's going to make a run for the Grey Cup, and I think Toronto can this year. Oh, that's why I just said that.
Dan, how old is he?
It's like my age.
I don't know how. Okay, he's in his mid
30s, right? So
mid 30s. Okay,
I think
62.
Adam Big Hill was 37, so he's getting up there.
Oh, he's older than me. Yay, someone older than me. Perfect. Okay.
He's not ready to retire yet, according to Third Down Nation. So be interesting to see, and I do wonder if Toronto maybe pulls the trigger.
It might be a good idea. There's no real. I don't think there's a lot of risk. Like his age adds a risk of like injury and such.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's crazy. Like I think like if you're bringing him in for experience and him not to play like a lot of games, then I think it's worth it. Like if he's not playing a lot of snaps, like a lot of snaps that you would see McManus playing, then I don't think it's as crazy of a risk as bringing him in to be your like Winston McManus replacement. Like his main replacement.
Now, remember, though, a team that's going to be pretty, I think, is maybe making a little bit of a head scratcher for me at the linebacker position. And I know they still have some good players, and I know they did bring in Darnell Sankey. But I do wonder, does BC look for one more guy because they let Micah Allway go? I know they have Sankey and Haladic. But I think they might be looking for just a one more guy just to round out that linebacking core. Like I remember the Argos do have Dark Angelo, who I think is ready to take the next step.
Yeah, BC, he played really well last year. He was the one he's signing pieces last year.
I know Darnell Sankey's a hell of a player. He had 101 defensive tackles. But I mean, Micah Allway, in my opinion, is a very special player. He's a guy that I just I love him. He's one of my favorites in the league. Yeah. Micah Allway had 117 total tackles, 114 defensive tackles, plus 2 interceptions. So that's a big hole you're trying to fill, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And yes, and yeah, Rick, absolutely. Like you look at Toronto's 3 linebackers of Judge, Darkangelo, and Pickett. As much as I think bring in Big Hill for just a little experience to help Darkangelo, or maybe Jonathan Jones, so Darkangelo and Jones can almost take the reps 50-50. I don't know I think if Toronto leaves their linebacking core alone, they're fine. I think BC, on the other hand, is a group that I think would like to add in one more guy, and maybe that's a Jonathan Jones.
After Big Hill. Did they bring in Big
That's
Hill?
what I was thinking. I could see BC getting Big Hill.
Did they bring in him just to bring in that body?
They could. I mean, again, they are. If BC is trying to get over the hump, and he certainly brings in veteran experience, and he's won multiple Grey Cups, been to the dance multiple times.
Yeah, that's where I see Big Hill going.
But as Rick says, here's the issue. BC is almost at cap or over cap because you got to remember they're paying Nathan Rourke a lot of money.
But that's why I see BC getting Big Hill because I got a feeling at 37 you're going to get Big Hill for a cheap contract. So I think he's a perfect fit for BC, and I think Toronto. They could very well leave for linebackers alone. I think Doc Angelo is going to be a dark horse this year. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. I think that's why, unfortunately, they let McManus go.
And as a reminder, too, as Rick pointed out, as we said before, too, the Argos did bring back Amos and Priester to their DB situation. So
which makes it a lot better.
We don't know how much money Toronto has left to add another linebacker that might not necessarily be necessary. I think Toronto,
you got to focus at running back.
You're more looking running back. Yeah. Like when I look at Edmonton, they have DeBlanco and Anderson. I'm not concerned about their DBs. Again, I think they're going to be spending the money on wide receiver. You look at the linebackers in Winnipeg. I thought Tony Jones had a phenomenal season. I think they're in decent shape. Hamilton by bringing in Wynton McManus. I mean, the only thing I will say, and when I say this, I really hope it's not a problem. I love Wynton McManus, but he has not been able to stay healthy the last couple of years. So maybe if Hamilton can swing it, they might want to bring in a little insurance.
Actually, call me crazy.
But, I mean, they also have Stubblefield too. That's going to be a hell of a linebacking core.
Call me crazy. I could see Montreal putting someone in because Montreal's known for such a big defensive team, and they have a really good team, making a couple Grey Cups last couple of years. And with the whole situation with Lemon, it's very controversial. I don't know. We don't really know what's going to go on with that. So they're going to need to fill in a hole with Lemon, right?
That's interesting too, between Sean
back.
Lemon and
I know, but will they bring him back?
He wants to keep playing.
Yeah, they're not going to bring Sean Lemon back. I'd be really surprised.
Didn't they release him? Did they release him from his contract?
That's what I'm saying, right? So I don't know if they're going to bring him back per se.
And I mean, look
that's what I'm saying. Did they release him from his contract?
No, his contract just expired.
I was about to say what Rick said in this comment, but yeah, if you want to bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say before I get to your comment, Rick, just about with Montreal's linebacking, after Beverette, it really drops with the loss of Sankey. So actually, does Montreal reunite Micah Alway if they can? I don't have the cap numbers right in front of me, but if they can swing it, which I think they could if I'm doing some quick math correctly.
Yeah, I see Montreal making a big move in this position.
But here we go. We
might have to.
Rick's talking about Hamilton here, that they have great strength and conditioning staff, said about the thing of Lawler. And that's true. Kenny Lawler had not been able to stay healthy the last few years, and then he comes to Hamilton and he stayed healthy. And Lane, you've pointed this out a lot, and I know Adam and Lane have been beefing about this topic. But Toronto doesn't have, the MLSC doesn't use some of the specialists the same way some of these other teams are. Be interesting to see if how Wynton McManus's health is in Hamilton versus Toronto.
I wonder now. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a Leaf thing or if that's an MLSC position, because maybe the Argos do have that, but we did know in the grades, I believe they did have a D, like under like a D in that the medical strength and conditioning grade, right? And I believe Hamilton was A+ in that category. So we really see if there's a difference in that. We're really going to know if those grades actually do matter.
Technically, by the grades, I think the Ticats had the best team.
They did.
I do want to say though, like a reason the MLSC they may not be able to spend as much money on everybody else is because Rogers owns MLSC, and Rogers spends a majority of their money. And they have in the last, especially this offseason, they spent a lot of their money on the Blue Jays the last 2 years, and they've been trying to for the last decade, and nobody seems to want to take their money.
So, Adam,
and they spend a lot of money on the Jays, so I think that may also be an issue.
So,
that they literally cannot spend money on anybody else, even if they wanted to.
And actually, sorry, before you jump in here, Lane, this is a great point from Rick about operations. That the CFL does have an operations cap, so there's only so much money in the CFL you can spend on that. Which, like it or lump it, that's a fact. But go ahead, Mr. Dashko.
Well, I did want to just jump on what Adam was saying, just in case people. Rogers did buy MLSC. However, the official merger before Edward Rogers does actually own MLSC on his own is 2028. So Bell is still technically have to fit the bill for another 2 seasons.
That's what I was going to say.
Before the merger actually becomes complete, but that's when Edward Rogers will actually own MLSC with the Blue Jays and be the sole proprietor of MLSC with the Toronto Blue Jays. But
he does own a large part. I'm pretty sure Rogers owns.
They own half. They own half right now.
Right now, Rogers owns 49%.
So Adam, basically right now they're 50-50. Rogers bought Bell out. Like Rogers has bought Bell out completely.
I know that, but I'm pretty sure they had bought more than 49% ahead of just buying out Bell. That's what I thought had happened.
Yeah, they have. They have, but that doesn't kick in until 2028.
No. What I'm saying is before they bought out Bell, they had bought out others in because MLSC was not just Rogers and Bell. They had a teachers union, and
they sold that a long time ago.
So that's what I was saying.
So technically, right now it's 50-50. No.
I
So
thought
technically,
over 50.
technically,
That's what I
right?
was trying to tell
Like
you guys.
like Adam, technically, right now it's 50. Like technically, okay. So you're right in one sense. Rogers does own it, like 100%. That merger doesn't kick in until 20. So Bell and Rogers still have to do that 50-50 deal that was negotiated for a long time. But you are right in the sense that Rogers doesn't own it. They just don't get full control till 2028. I don't know why that's just a thing. You're not wrong. It's just a delay of when the deal actually kicks in.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I looked this up quickly on the internet, I mean, take this as you will. This is AI overview. It's saying Rogers Communication owns 37.5%, Bell Canada owns 37.5%, and Killam Sports Ventures, aka Larry Tannenbaum, owns 25%.
Yeah, because Tannenbaum's supposed to sell it to Rogers. But I don't think they've done.
I don't think the
that's
merger, as
completed
Dan
yet.
and Lane are saying, is not done yet.
I guess
Even though I think it's
the Larry
official.
Tannenbaum deal is outside of Bell, the Bell deal for Rogers. Rogers is buying out Tannenbaum, but I don't think they've done. I guess they haven't done that yet.
So I have a
Fully.
question.
I don't think that deal yet. I guess.
So I'd be a little off topic here, but I have a question because I find this very interesting. In 2028, when the Dodgers owns MLSE, does that mean the Blue Jays become a part of MLSE?
Yeah,
I think they'll
basically.
keep
I
them
think
separate
so.
entities. No, I heard.
I think it's basically separate, but they're basically a part of.
If anything,
the overbranch is basically the same thing.
From what I've heard from Edward Rogers, like I've heard some of what he talked about, he does not want to like temper with the Blue Jays brand. If anything,
Right.
the big theory and a lot of the worry is that because he loves baseball so much and baseball is his sort of baby, to speak, it really is like his child.
Yeah, for sure.
What the real theory is, and a lot of the fans are concerned about, from what I've heard on different podcasts and shows, is that they're worried, like teams like the Toronto Argos and teams like the Leafs and the FC, that they might not get the same attention they're getting even right now, because at the end of the day, Edward Rogers is going to put his money and his heart in the Blue Jays first, always.
Which makes no sense why he would buy out to own MLSE if he didn't care about everything.
Because you're rich,
else.
you want everything. Because when you have money, you can do it. That's why you do it.
Yeah,
Well,
but
the
that's
other
that's such a
factor-
waste.
To our
Then you're
channel.
ruining every other sports brand in Toronto. That's so stupid.
The other factor with that too
He's
is
an idiot.
I think Rogers is
He
going
is.
to put a bunch of money in the Blue Jays right now because the next couple of years, just be honest, the salary cap is going to come into baseball. So Rogers is going to put in every penny that he can into baseball. But once the cap kicks in, then he'll probably spread the money out throughout the teams because he can't put
He'll
it on
have to.
baseball.
Yeah, and he'll have to. He'll be forced to do that.
So I'm not too worried about it.
It's gonna be
But definitely an
though.
interesting topic there. Let us know if you're interested in that. We can do more shows on that kind of situation. But moving on, which we were just doing linebackers. So now let's get into defensive backs. And again, these are just some of the main ones that are available. I'm very interested to see who picks up Brandon Dozer. He can play linebacker or DB or linebacker. I think him and Kai Gray are my two really interesting ones out of like the lists that I came up. Well, great list from Rick that shared of us, and then I'm kind of picking the names that I kind of thought were the most interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wonder, does Kai Gray go to the Hammer to potentially replace Deshaun Amos?
Yeah, I can see that 100%.
And Brendan Dozer goes to Ottawa.
Well, depending if you got
If he like Ryan Dinwiddie, I guess.
Well, I know we always just come back to it, but it's a key factor. We all thought Whitton McManus might go back to Dinwiddie, Ottawa. Obviously, he didn't like him because Hamilton paid him the big bucks, right? So I think a lot of it, we saw it. Lane called it right when the season started, that the Argos dressing room was divided up with Dinwiddie. So we'll find out who likes who and who was who on what side tomorrow. We'll find out.
Nobody who was on the team liked him, given he's gone. I don't think anybody really on the team liked him. Maybe management just didn't like him either.
Right,
Well, I still think, and I said this in the offseason, I said I wondered, I don't know what I said on here, but I did say that I had wondered if a big reason why Dinwiddie had left was because there was a divide between management and him about who was going to be the starting quarterback next year. Now, with the fact that basically Miller has said that Mr. Kelly is going to be the next starting quarterback, I don't know what divide Dinwiddie was on at this point, given that he also apparently he wanted Kelly as a starter. So I don't know if there was still that divide, but I do wonder if there's something going on in the background that we still haven't figured out yet, or if there's a reason that there hasn't been a release of Kelly, if it really was the quarterback sticking point was the reason that Dinwiddie had left. But that's something I've just always wondered. 100%. And I still think that might have been a case of why he ended up leaving.
Totally makes sense.
No, it's interesting, and I think it'll be interesting to see how both Toronto and Ottawa do with those major changes. But I don't know if you guys agree with me. The DB names, it's nothing totally exciting.
Big.
Well, I think Dozer is a very underrated player. We saw him live
last year.
We saw him live plenty of times. I think you could probably get him on a value contract. And if he gets into a higher, he wasn't the highest position in Argo land, but if you get him on a cheap contract and put him in a higher position, I think you're going to get a very good player in Brandon Dozer. I'm trying to think in my brain. I kind of see Montreal still. I think they're going to want to have a stacked defense, but I can see him going there. I think, I think he's a great player.
I will say, too, I'm curious about Evans. Toronto signed him, had injury problems, never really played last year. But it's a very good player. Same with Jamal Parker Jr. And Kai Gray is the one that really excites me the most. So I think Kai Gray could be like the guy that I think he could be the big fish. What's your thoughts, Lane?
The thing is, I don't know too much. Again, I'm still learning the players. I do know I've definitely heard of Brendan Dozier, but I don't know. I'm the worst person.
I'm just throwing in random comments, Lane. Be like me.
I'm still learning. I feel like the worst part about me was I knew the CFL, but I didn't really know all the players until I joined the podcast. So I'm still learning.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. We can all. You know what? I think Dan and I are definitely the CFL junkies here, but
I'm just throwing in random comments.
Here's what I will say, though.
Throw in some pepper comments. Random stuff.
Maybe Rick would disagree with me, and hopefully he does, because again, he knows a lot about it more than I do. When everyone says that Wynton McManus is the game changer in Hamilton, I still think they need more than just Wynton McManus to win the Grey Cup. That defense was still that defense wasn't fantastic. It was okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the biggest piece, but we need more than one piece.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
I don't know. I Hamilton, which, by the way, once free agency dust to settle as well, we'll definitely do another show breaking down the rosters. But I actually feel in a lot of ways Hamilton made the big move that they really needed to make. I think it's not just that they needed the depth in the position. I think they needed the leadership more than anything. And that's no disrespect to their leadership group. But I think they needed someone to just help them get over that hump. And Wynton McManus is a guy that can help them get over that hump and, be the voice of reason in the locker room.
Well, I'm not totally surprised. At least
I'm not flashing down here.
Bobby?
What?
I said my light flashed down here, but at least I'm not flashing down here.
I said I'm not totally surprised too, because McManus lives in the Mississauga GTA area, right? So by signing in Hamilton, he doesn't really have to move his family and all that. That's a big factor to these guys, right? CFL players, they get paid very well, and considering they're not working like a minimum wage job, but at the same time, they're not multi-millionaires the way other athletes are, right? It's not so easy for them to sell their house and pack up and move to across the country, right? So it totally makes sense. McMahon is living in the middle between two teams. He can still commute to Tycac land.
And Hamilton's been trying to get him for a while. The only thing I will say is, and I do, Lane, and I do agree with you to a point on the defense because you've lost Amos as well.
Yeah.
So maybe you bring back a Kenneth George Jr. who did have some success in Toronto, but I mean in Hamilton before, who didn't really get much of a chance in Toronto last year. I think I know Hamilton has the cap space, but I think they're going to be trying to spend some big money on another wide receiver and a running back. So I think if they can try to find a budget-friendly DB, which I don't think Kai Gray will be that budget-friendly DB. No. Does Toronto go all out and try to basically restructure the entire DB system? I don't think so. And go for a Kai Gray. I don't think they will because they still have McFadden. And
I don't think
I know,
so.
Lane, we talked about some tweets from McFadden, but he has since removed those tweets and has been sharing everything Argos all over his social media. Maybe it was a Ryan Dinwiddie situation.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because when he was tweeting that, Ryan Dinwiddie was there, and he was all like, well, it was fun. Peace out, Girl Scouts. And then Ryan Dinwiddie, he's like, oh, I love the Argos. What do you mean?
That broke my heart when I saw those tweets from McFadden. I was like, please.
That is funny, though.
We cannot afford to lose you.
I know.
Oh, that would have been bad. So I was glad he stayed. And again, it's like it goes back to the same issue that it seems to have been the coach being an issue. Mm-hmm. And it would be interesting to see how much better the situation is this year in terms of coaching.
100%.
But
I think McMillan's a good players coach in Toronto. And, you know, I think Ryan Dinwiddie can also help Ottawa as well. Like, I don't think he's a bad coach as much as it was a bad year last year. I think he was a little bit of baby needs his bottle, but hopefully for him, the bottle's nice and warmed up. Dan doesn't throw the car seat out the door like he tried to do in Adam's car.
Okay, he did try to throw. Oh, yes. He threw my nephew's car seat out. Yeah.
Well, I think
he threw it into the back. He didn't throw it out of the car, but he threw it into the back.
I think the thing is with Dinwiddie in Ottawa, it's a different situation, right? And Dinwiddie's in Argo land has a lot of plastic because they won 2 Grey Cups in 3 years. For Ottawa, they made the playoffs 2 years ago, Eastern Conference Final.
Wasn't Eastern Final, by the way. It was Eastern Semis, but yes.
Sorry, semis, my bad. But Ottawa's not in the dynasty conversation, so the pressure's not there. If Ottawa makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals, for example, that's a successful year for Ottawa, right? So I think with not having as much pressure, I think Dinwiddie could be back to a player coach to how he was at the beginning of the Argo
tenure.
Thank you, tenure. Yeah, that's where it's going to go.
But there's one more position we got to go over, and then there's another interesting thing I have done for us to look at.
I think Lane said a buck.
I don't like interesting things.
Did you say a buck, Lane?
Lane wants to see my butt. Well, no, Lane, you got to pay.
Oh, here's someone said butt. Sorry, go ahead, Jacob.
What?
But now we look at the specialists. So these are your kickers, your kick returners. So my question is anyone going to take a chance on Brett Lothar?
No.
The Lothanator.
Who really struggled in Saskatchewan last year.
I think
who is that? I don't know who that is.
He is the Rough Riders field goal kicker who kept missing extra points, kicks under 30. However, he's also made the longest kick in Rough Rider history. He's won a Grey Cup there with a game-winning field goal, and he's had a playoff game where he went 4 for 4. Like, he's certainly been a big piece. And Merrill Alford as well, Cody Grace and Richie Leone. These are really good kickers. Like, Merrill Alford's obviously the most exciting one as the kick returner. Like, Super Mario is his nickname. Had some injury problems, but pitcher Janarian Grant game breaker ability. Adam, if you remember when Toronto lost to the Riders when they forgot how to count to 12, it was Merrill Alford who had the touchdown on the kick return.
That was so depressing.
Merrill Alford's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
So who goes for Merrill Alford, boys? Who takes the gamble on him? Injury prone, but when he's healthy.
I'm going to say Hamilton because I think the Hamilton believes with their
Hamilton needs
staff.
something. Hamilton needs help.
I was going to say exact same
That's
thing.
for
They
sure.
got the money to spend. If they want to go, if they want to get a great, let's face it, Hamilton's great couple bust after signing McManus, right? So they got the big money to spend. I think could see them going. Because who's where great kick returner was Woods, right? Like he was okay, but Alfred's
had some
definitely a
injury
big
problems
upgrade.
as well. So I'm completely different than you boys, and I think the BC Lions are going to find a way to bring in Mario Alford.
With what money?
They're going to find the money. They're going to get the money that they hid under their mattress, and they're going to find a way to bring in Mario Alford. I think BC needs another game breaker. I thought their kick returning game was mediocre at best last year, and I'm telling you, if I need a touchdown in a playoff game, I'm feeling much more confident when I have Mario Alford in the backfield returning kicks.
So do you agree?
Maybe Edmonton as well, because maybe they want to use Javon Leake less in the kick return and more in the running game. I mean, I think that would be foolish. But I really, really think when I look at the teams that need a kick returner, I think the BC Lions, because it was Robert Carter III who was doing it for them, but now I believe he's also gone to pursue some NFL opportunities. He's the one who had the interception of the year last year.
Yeah, the one.
And I think the BC Lions really need someone else to be a difference maker in the special teams. Like you have Sean White, who's a great kicker, but I thought their kick return game was weak. And I think Mario Alford could be the difference between maybe them actually getting over the hump over Saskatchewan or Winnipeg or Calgary and getting to a Grey Cup. I think they're one piece away, and I think Mario Alford's the piece.
So, Jacob, my question to you is, I don't know if Lane and Adam know as much about Brett Lawford. So I'll ask you, Jacob, do you agree with me that Brett Lawford's done in the CFL?
No, I don't. I think someone will pick him up.
So who you see him picking up?
Well, Montreal's good at kicking with
Argos.
Argos have Alumahe. They don't need a kicker. Yeah. Lions.
Tim White.
You know what? I'm going to say the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Oh, okay.
Their kicking game was terrible last year. I think Brett Lothar just needs to change the scenery. And I think Lothar can be an all-star field goal kicker again. I really do. You got to remember, in Saskatchewan, if you miss a kick, your house is getting egged. And that's a lot of pressure.
Wasn't it his house?
It was his house that was egged.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So, you know how everyone says the mecca of hockey is Toronto? The mecca of football in Canada is Saskatchewan and Winnipeg. And some players are wired to handle that pressure, and some players just aren't. Maybe Brett Lothar needs to go somewhere where the CFO is the B sport of the city. And I'm not criticizing the CFO when I say that, but the Ottawa Senators are the A sport of that city.
Right.
And maybe, actually, you could argue more people go to Red Black games. So I don't know. Maybe they're A and A and side and A minus. I don't know.
No, I totally agree with you, Jacob. Ottawa.
But maybe it is the Ottawa Red Blacks who take a gamble. If you can get Brett Lothar on a team-friendly contract. Look, he's a guy that if he can get back to where he was, he had a lot of back problems last season. If you get him to a nice massage parlor, a legal massage parlor, no happy ending.
Yeah, I was
okay, never mind.
And I don't know. I could see maybe Brett Lothar being the guy, but it's also interesting Ottawa still hasn't re-signed Leone, who was a pretty good punter for them.
He was, yeah.
So I'll be very curious to see where he goes. Maybe Edmonton, if Cody Grace isn't re-signing in Edmonton, and maybe Ottawa's going to bring in Cody Grace. Cody Grace has the strongest leg in the league, can kick an 80-yard punt, but he can't pin it in the corner.
Right.
So it'll be very interesting.
He said he wants to play, Rick. Apparently, Sean Lemon said he wants to
play. Sean Lemon will bet on himself to play next season.
Like that.
He'll figure it. He'll play. He will sneak onto the field and he will play.
Yeah, we're interested to see if anyone does take the risk on Sean Lemon. For me, he wasn't one of my main guys to highlight because honestly, I'm not really that concerned about a guy that wants to pee on logos like a dog. But
damn.
But now what I want to do, so there's two more things I want to do here.
I do have a question.
Go ahead, Dan.
Are we going to talk about like defensive lines or O lines or no?
I don't have graphics ready for them. I meant to
never
do
mind.
them, and I don't know where they went. Or did I put them and I just forgot to bring them in? Give me 2 shakes of a leg's tail, Dan.
That's the only positions we're missing at this point, isn't it?
Wait, 2 shakes of a leg tail?
That's what he
Is that
said.
what you said?
What it means, I don't know. But that's what he
Heard that
said.
before.
Well,
I
now you have
never
at the analyst
Heard
desk.
that before. What the heck?
I do have a defensive
like,
line
do you have a
one. I'm just
Jacob, do you have a tail?
no,
That's so concerning.
wow.
I'm just so concerned now.
You know,
about
no, I'm kidding.
that you may have a tail.
Well, nowadays people can have tails if it.
Anyways, we're not getting into that at the desk.
But now I want to. This is just so.
It
like,
won't let
You
me
want
bring
tail
it
on
in,
him?
but
I'm just so no, because now my head's just gonna not let me not think of this. The ADHD in my brain is just not gonna let me let this go for some reason. But we will not do it on here. That just seems weird.
bam. Now, defensive lineman, I do apologize, as I do think. Actually, no, I don't. Actually, never mind. I'm not apologizing. When we look at this group here, Shane Ray's an interesting one for me. Lorenzo Maulding, though, is the name that really, really jumps out. And sorry, it's Anthony Lanier the third, not the second. I missed a number, but I think Lorenzo Maulding's the one that really interests me out of this group.
I'm shocked the Argos are not bringing Lanier back. I thought he fit in really nicely.
Remember, Dan, they brought in Hendricks.
Well, Hendricks is a tank.
Right, and Hendricks he is one of the better defensive linemen when he's healthy, and I think that's more the main reason for that. So
the other name that jumped out to me on this list is Cox Jr. He's another really good one.
Yep.
Remind me.
Jamin Kelly is a sick name, by the way.
Yeah.
Sick name. I love that name. And for that reason only, the Argos should sign him.
That'd be cool.
Have the money just for the name. Just for the name.
Well, the Argos do need defensive line, right? Because they brought in.
I don't think they do, personally.
No?
I don't care how good he is. Just sign him up for the name. Sign him up for the memes.
Now you sound like not the expert. If
that is a great name.
Now remind me, Jacob, where did Jake Selesna sign? Was it Ottawa?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Yeah. Boy, he'll have a great season in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I think he'll be huge. I honestly think I look at Lorenzo Maulding and I think he's the guy that if you're a team looking for a defensive lineman, he's got to be it. And yeah, Rick's just bringing in Toronto. You already have Chatfield. Hawley's coming back from the NFL, and Hendricks. You don't need Lanier the third.
Oh my gosh, we probably got one of the best lines in the CFL. I forgot.
The defensive line in Toronto is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, okay, never mind. We're good. Okay.
But no, it's Lorenzo Maulding. He's the one that I really feel if you are looking for someone. I know he didn't have a phenomenal year this year. He won Defensive Player of the Year only 3 years ago. Like, this guy's a tank. He's gorgeous. He's a male model. That should make Dan want him alone.
Wait,
he is. He's also a male model.
I want to see some pictures.
He does modeling on the side of being a professional football player.
He does.
Why not? So I have a friend who's a race car driver in the summer and models in the winter.
Ah, yes. Well, you can't race car drive in the winter, so that.
Well, that's the thing. It costs a lot of money, right? So he goes to Europe and models. I'm like, oh, the power to you.
Oh, he goes to Europe. Damn, that's expensive.
Yeah, he's from Portugal.
Lives in Europe.
He goes from Portugal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, if I was like 100 pounds lighter, 5 feet 5 inches taller, and better looking, I would be a model too. I think it's a great job.
Dan, that's a great argument to why you should be a professional. Why you could
so, Lane, I'm curious for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What do you think? What I'm thinking about bringing in Maulding to the Hammer?
Oh, I like it.
Is he like you got to describe what's he good at? Like,
he's a phenomenal pass rusher, and his defensive player of the year, he had like 17 or 18 sacks. Okay, this guy's a dog. He's such a great human being. I find
Hamilton doesn't get a lot. Am I wrong to say that Hamilton doesn't really get a lot of sacks? So that could be very helpful.
I don't think they were. And Rick, please correct us if we're incorrect here, but I don't remember Hamilton's defensive line last year being. It was okay from what I can remember, but I don't feel it was like tier. It was like a top tier. So
yeah, I felt like Bo Levi Mitchell didn't have as much time in the pocket as what he would like. Now, maybe
well, that's offensive line, not defensive line. But
okay, sorry, yeah, good point.
But no, like I'm trying to remember, like Hamilton's, and it wasn't Hendricks. Hendricks was in Hamilton not too long ago, and so was Brinkman. But like, I think I look at Hamilton's defensive line, and I think Malden would be a really nice, just nice. Yeah. He's a nice man. I think he'd be a really good fit. I don't know. I just maybe either him or maybe Anthony Lanier the third. I mean, I think Hamilton has the money to bring in Malden though. I think Lorenzo Malden's the guy. I think this is the best defensive lineman on the market, and I think Hamilton's if they have the cap. I think these are the three pieces: a running back, one more receiver, and Malden. And I think Hamilton has a team.
Help, that's for sure.
I think that's a team with those additions. And I hate to say this as an Argo fan, Lane's going to love me saying this. I think with those additions, Hamilton Tiger Cats are a legitimate contender.
With Whitson McManus too, yeah, because they got Whitson McManus and they got $800K left, thanks to Wick. Right, you could easily get 3 All-Star players with $300K, and if you bring in 4 All-Star players, and with Bo Levi Mitchell, and with Kenny Lawler Jr., and with Stephen Smith had a great year last year. He does the same thing. I think the Hamilton Ticats are a great couple bust.
Yeah, and like I think Hamilton's the one that's going to be looking for defensive line. Then I look at Saskatchewan. No, you look at Edmonton. Even though they lost Serezna there, no. Winnipeg just added Serezna. Calgary didn't really use Malden much, so I don't think BC can afford them. The only thing I wonder is would
Montreal,
Dinwiddie, either Montreal maybe. But I do wonder with Dinwiddie, Malden loved Ottawa. Like he married I believe he got married in Ottawa when he played there. Like maybe he comes back to Ottawa again under new coaching. I know him and Bob Dice were not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, but Dinwiddie's going to put his stamp on it now. Right?
But that's what I mean. So maybe a different coach, Malden, comes back to the nation's capital.
And it's interesting with Dinwiddie's the GM and the coach. That's one reason why he left Toronto, because obviously Pinball was not going to step down as GM, right? So you got Dinwiddie, who's the GM and the coach, is very unique in the CFL. So
it is.
You can see. So yeah, I think there's some big names. That's why I wanted to talk about. Thank you, Jacob, for whipping up that graphic. That's why I want to talk about the lines too, because it's a very important position. Like defensive lines, they're the ones getting the big sacks for you, right? And that's sacks and make or break a game, with for yardage.
As you saw last night.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, and that's Super Bowl for Drake.
Like when you talk of football, everyone thinks of quarterback, everyone thinks of running back, everyone thinks of wide receiver. That's fine and dandy. But the guys that grind it out on the line, they're the real guys that give you the win, So that's why I want to give a shout out to them.
A shout out to the boys. The boys who don't get much
oh yeah, you know what? The linemen are respect. Football is won in the trenches. But as Dan mentioned, we still need to talk about offensive linemen. And I don't have a graphic ready for offensive linemen, but I'm just going to quickly. And Lane's has to peace out for the night. But Lane, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, Lane. Thank you. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, no problem.
And we know you will be. We're always appreciating having
Lane.
you.
See you later.
See ya. Because we still got the offensive line to go, and 2 surprises from Jacob here. So curious if those 2 surprises are. What?
I don't know why I'm complaining about surprises. I love surprises.
Ooh.
Surprises are the best.
Surprise!
So when we look.
Sorry.
Adam, did you just say mother effers on the air?
I said mother truckers.
Oh my gosh. I'm
pretty sure I said truckers. Okay,
you said truckers.
I said truckers.
Oh my gosh,
I
you
said
did.
You're good,
Truckers?
bud. You're good. You said
Oh,
You're good.
oh man! I thought I did that again. Oh,
You're good, bud.
But you know what? There are, as Dan, you know what, Dan? I'm really glad you mentioned that we need to talk about the linemen because football is won in the trenches, and especially we saw, as Adam pointed out in the Super Bowl, like poor Drake May. He said he's going to be having nightmares about that defensive line attacking him the whole night.
That Seattle line was like
they won the game.
Just attacked. They were like
they
were dogs that were.
Well, actually, the kicker won the game realistically.
They were just like they attacked. Like it was like dogs who were being fed like meat on the sidelines and just like attack. They were just like given one order, and that was to just kill. 100%. And it was just like relentless.
Oh, 100%, bud. Drake May.
Absolutely.
But I think he'll be great next year. I think I got a buddy who's a Patriots. I got a buddy who's a Patriots fan. I'm like, bud, keep your head up high because you got tons of potential in this guy. Yeah. I think I could make the Super Bowl again next year and win it. You know, I would be very happy if I was a Patriots fan right now. It sucks he didn't win the big dance, but this year was a huge success. So good on you guys.
I
don't even like to dance. I don't even like to dance, and we have a comment here.
There was a scrap.
I know this is CFL, but anyone see the scrap in the NBA?
What?
There was a fight. It was fight night in the NBA. I gotta look.
What?
Wowzers.
No. There was an NBA fight. I'm looking this up.
It never happens.
Let's see this. Okay, wait. Okay, I found it. Let's see this.
Oops.
I badly want to see
defensive line again.
Oh, we got Cox. Oh, yeah, same graphic, Jacob.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to put that up. My hand slipped.
Damn. Oh,
well, Rick just put the link in the comment.
So, Rick, we will definitely check this out on X. So, thank you very much for putting that in the comment section.
This is a big fight. Damn, Rick. I'm so sad I missed this. That is crazy. Wow. That was a big scrap. Damn. That was funny. Oh, that's crazy. You do not see fights very often in the NBA anymore.
No, that's why I'm so shocked.
Oh.
Usually the NBA is very gentleman-like sport.
Well, yeah. Well, ever since the Malice at the Palace, they've been chilled. They've been told to chill the F out.
But you know what I was able to quickly do for us? An offensive lineman graphic.
Whoa,
and we can even be all seen on the screen because I changed it up a little bit. So this is an area
too.
Pardon?
Good players here too.
Oh, there are. I think the Argos should go for Jacob Ruby. Ottawa Red Black veteran. I love this guy.
There were some O-line issues last year for sure.
Some.
There were
He's the worst in the league.
Yeah.
Okay, terrible. Would you like me to say god awful, terrible, no good? Because it was bad. I like
Jacob Ruby too. That's a great.
Tevin Tate's another really good one. I was hoping the Argos might keep Shane Richards, but
I was going to ask. I'm surprised to see Richards on this list.
I think Toronto, though, out of all the teams that need with offensive line, I think Toronto needs the most help. I hope that Boost never. I'm sorry, I didn't have nightmares about him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he really struggled.
Wasn't it a young group this year, if I'm not mistaken?
Very, very, very young, which I think bringing in a Jacob Ruby as more of a veteran offensive lineman. And Dan, thank you very much for mentioning that. I almost forgot to give our linemen love because, that's super important position in football. And I look at Jacob Ruby's 32, so he's been in the league for quite a bit. I also wonder about McKellar, former Edmonton Elk. He had a really solid year as well.
He did.
Tevin Tate is definitely the big fish. I just don't know if Toronto can afford him. One I didn't put on this graphic, but probably Sean McEwen as well out of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's got a lot of guys potentially coming away from their line that maybe he's another one that I could see Toronto going for. But I think it's fair to say, boys, Toronto, running back and offensive line are the two areas I think they're going to try to spend money in.
1,000%.
They have to. Yeah, they have to. If they want to win, if they want to get back to winning this year, they kind of have to.
I'm assuming they'd like to win.
Yes, that would be nice. I would like to see some.
Wouldn't it be nice?
At least a playoff game. That's all I want. I want a playoff.
Yeah.
Game.
But okay, now it is time for a speed run.
Oh no, a speed run.
So what we're gonna do?
Is this the exam?
It's scary.
This is the exam with pitchers.
Oh.
So,
man.
Okay, looking at running backs, give me one running back that you think will be signed in the first 4 hours. Dan, go.
I'm going to say.
Hurry up.
Fletcher.
Where?
Toronto.
Adam, one running back, first 4 hours. Where is he going and who is it?
Stand back?
Where?
I don't know where. I don't know. Toronto.
Okay, I am saying
let's go Toronto.
Walter Fletcher to the Toronto Argonauts. I think they're going to look for a bargain.
Jacob agreed with me. Yeah.
Looking at the wide receivers, I am calling it. Curly Gittens Jr. will become a Montreal Alouette, replacing Austin Mack and improving the ratio for the receiving core. Mr. Moore, for your money.
Yes, sir.
When and where? First 4 hours. Where are they going?
Okay, I'm going to do the big shocker here. I'm going to say Rambo and Hamilton.
Rambo to Hamilton. Mr. Adam the Goat.
I said it earlier, DeVaris Daniels, and I'm going Hamilton because that's who I said. I said it earlier.
Second group of wide receivers. Dalton Schoen to the Calgary Stampeders. They are going to take the gamble and hope that by the time he's back, the team can still make the playoffs. Dalton Schoen to Calgary. Mr. Moore for your money. Adam is also saying Dalton Schoen to Calgary. Mr. Moore for.
Mitchell Hamilton.
Mitchell Hamilton. Interesting pick. Linebackers. Micah Alway will become the new linebacker of the Ottawa Red Blacks. Dan.
Adam Bighill, BC Lions.
Adam.
Twice.
Adam Bighill. Calgary.
Adam Bighill returning to Calgary.
Oh, interesting.
All right, DBs. I am going Kai Gray to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Mr. Moore for.
Dozer to the Hamilton Ticats.
Adam to go.
Damn it. I don't know. I'm gonna agree with Dan. Dan.
Nice.
And last but not least, the quarterbacks. I am saying McLeod Bethel. I'm going to go with Dan here. McLeod Bethel Thompson to the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Yeah.
So, Dan, is that still your pick, or do you have a second one here?
I'm going to say something crazy here. I'm going to say Cameron Dukes of BC.
Actually, that's a great fit. Adam?
I'm going to go... I'm going to go Dukes back to your Toronto Argos.
Oh, nice.
One other quick bonus I'm going to give you guys on quarterbacks for my pick. Trey Adams to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, a young guy to be mentored under the Zach Collaros.
Yes.
Now, that's part of one.
That's what I thought Trey Ford should go to.
So what I decided to do, everyone loves AI these days.
Sure.
Yeah. So I decided to ask ChatGPT what teams are gonna do.
Oh no!
I knew this was coming.
Okay, we're calling this the ChatGPT guesswork. McLeod Bethel Thompson to the Hamilton Tiger Cat. I think this is a terrible take. Absolute garbage.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Chris Strevler will stay in Winnipeg, according to
I can see that.
ChatGPT.
I can see that, actually, yeah.
I can see that, especially with Ford going to Hamilton.
Jeremiah Masoli to back up the senior citizen as the senior citizen of football.
Oh,
and to get this too, Jake Maier's in Ottawa now.
Oh, I forgot. Oh,
And ChatGPT also thinks Edmonton will steal Saskatchewan's logo.
Yeah.
By the way, these is just I punched in AI, requested 0 editing, and this is what it pumped out. And the Ottawa Red Blacks will bring in Cameron Dukes. That I could actually see to be the short yardage.
Yeah.
We're not done, folks.
Oh no.
Running backs. Okay, one I actually don't think it's a terrible take. William Stanback to Toronto.
I like
That's what I said.
Sorry, I got an itch on my foot. Walter Fletcher to the BC Lions.
I thought Jacob just hated what I said.
No.
So, that's what
and Sean Thomas Erlington to the Rough Riders. That one won't happen.
No.
I don't see that going into Saskatchewan.
Well,
but we got more to look at from ChatGPT. It gave me a lot. I will give it that.
Dalton Schoen
staying in Winnipeg. Ooh. I don't think so. Dominic Rhymes staying in Calgary.
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think they're going to pay him. Addison to Hamilton, I could actually see.
One.
Gittins Jr. to Toronto, no. I'd be shocked. I don't think Toronto needs any more receivers. That's not where they're going to spend the money.
I would like it.
Just stack up the receiver group. Just stack it up. Just keep adding. Adam
Bighill.
Back to
Winnipeg.
Oh.
Micah Alway to Edmonton. And apparently Curly Gittins Jr. will become a linebacker and go to Toronto.
You want me a wide receiver? Fine.
Also, ChatGPT is calling for Toronto to revert to their old logo.
That's cool. I like the Edmonton Elks logo for ChatGPT.
But there you have it. I hope this gave you guys and our viewers a better understanding of what's going on in the free agency starting tomorrow at noon.
You know what? It definitely helped me because I never know what's going on. Adam's always a little bit confused. You know, I was just adding in a couple snippets of like nothing knowledge, just random things out there.
And don't
that's just what I do. That's just my thing. Just throwing in random bits of commentary in there.
And I will say too, if I can convince the boys, or maybe I'll just come on all by myself. I would love to come on tomorrow night after day one of free agency. And let's see where some of these players have landed. You can go to Rick during the day. Rick at Hamilton Sports Central is going to have you completely covered. The man does not sleep. He eats and breathes CFO. He can't sleep breathe at CFO. He doesn't sleep. Remember, not going to get caught in that twister. But and then at night, come join us at the analyst desk. And we're going to talk about some of the main ones. And of course, I'll be sharing it all over our social media and our stories. But guys, I will say this. I think this is going to be a very interesting free agency. I think wide receiver is where we're going to see the most movement.
I think.
How many people do you think are getting signed tomorrow, Jacob?
Well, this is interesting, right? Because this is where you're going to see a lot of speculation from the tamper window that get announced at like 12:01.
Right.
So I think it'll be really busy from 12 to 1, and then it's going to slow down again. But it will. I don't know. wow.
How many people in total in the whole day?
Well, you know what, Jacob? I always ask the hard-hitting questions.
You do.
How many
That's why you took a semester of journalism, Adam. I know.
That's a good point.
How many people in the 12 hours?
So let me.
I'm going
to say at least 25.
Okay.
But I'm going to look up how many signed last year on day one.
I was surprised how many names are still left, like big names are left, because there's so many big names signed this past week for the temporary window. I'm like, oh, who's left? But I'm happy we did for the show because it shows how many people are still left.
So apparently over 30 players signed during the tampering window this year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But
that was a whole week.
Okay. Day one free agency. I am getting zero help.
Okay, well,
I know Edmonton signed 6 players on day 1.
Damn.
Jacob said 25. Do you have a number, Adam?
I'm gonna guess everybody. Chaos answer. Everybody signs tomorrow. Nobody's left.
Holy cow, I'll be crazy.
See what I mean? Chaos answer.
I like it.
Everybody signs.
I like
Okay,
it.
so in 2019, 40 players signed on day 1. I don't know why. When I go on the CFL website, I can find it at 2019, but not last year.
Jacob, are you going to acknowledge my answer of everybody signing tomorrow?
I don't think that's going to happen, good sir. I'd love it if it did, though.
So
would Rick, that she's going to be on all day.
So here's what I think. I love the passing, you guys, but I think it's going to take a couple of days to go see Ace in some of the big ones. I think people are going to be like, okay, I got this team offering me this. Okay, the other team, give what you're going to do and match it. So I'm going to say it's going to be a busy week. But the first day, I'm going to say about 18 to 20 players sign on the first 12 hours.
Okay.
Which is still pretty busy.
You know, I'm actually, before I let you guys go on this, I do want your opinions on this. Does it bother you that TSN doesn't do a free agent frenzy for the CFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
It bugs me.
Well,
Even if they just did an hour recap.
Because that's something to talk about. The only thing they're doing is Olympic coverage, and like nobody from TSN's in Italy.
Yeah, true.
Like, there's no reason for that.
And the NFL's done, so all their football guys aren't doing anything except drinking margaritas.
Well, we're still recovering.
The NBA, and then the NBA, there's like the deadline's already done, the trade deadline. So there's no trades going on for there. So,
but wouldn't it be nice, even if it was just an hour?
Well,
like at the end of the day, or even on Tuesday, if they said, look, on Tuesday, we're going to recap day 1 on Wednesday, sorry. We're going to recap day 1 of CFL free agency. Or like, I was shocked they didn't even do like, it's great for channels like us and Hamilton Sports Central. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting a lot of other names on CFL channels. But like that we're doing these CFL free agency shows because the big networks just aren't doing it. And I think it's frustrating for Canadian football fans because people act like this league doesn't have fans, yet millions of people watch the Grey Cup every year. Hundreds of thousands of fans pack the stadiums every week. And like, it's one of those things, even the Argos getting the worst attendance in the league still averages just under 15,000 fans packing BMO Field every game. Yeah. So it's not like the XFL, which does a whole bunch of coverage, at least as a league. And maybe the CFL itself needs to do this kind of coverage on their social media. Why aren't they doing a live stream right now?
Because
with CFL analysts. They have CFL analysts. Get their team with Third Down Nation or the Analyst Desk. And you know what? Put out more content, right? I think this is something I think the commissioner, and I didn't mean to go on this tangent tonight, but I'm going to do it anyways. I think this is something that the commissioner needs to really work on with this new TV deal, whether it's with TSN or he moves on
with Amazon.
Like, you need to find a way.
Amazon.
I don't think the league is doing enough around off-season movement. Yeah. Like, look how big free agent frenzy is in the NHL.
Oh, it's humongous.
Huge.
Yeah, 100%.
It's huge.
I think it also helps that the NHL does free agent frenzy on the.
I somehow got gaff tape in my sock.
Oh,
free gaff tape. Nice.
Okay.
I work in television, people. Gaff tape is like, I probably have nightmares about gaff tape.
I was going to say, I think it's really smart of the NHL having free agency frenzy on the Canada Day long weekend, because even the 4th of July weekend, you know, like a lot of people take that weekend off in the summer, right? I think it's smart doing it during a holiday. Yeah. Maybe the CFL should do it on like Valentine's Day or Family Day.
Or maybe not on a Tuesday.
Yeah, having it on a Tuesday makes no sense to me.
You know what would be great?
You know what? We hit a club on the Tuesday.
No, you know what would be great? Do it after starting the weekend after the Super Bowl. Have the tampering window this week. Super Bowl's finished. Tampering window Monday to Friday. And then Sunday, have the free agency window open.
Yeah.
Because fans are craving football still. And the CFL, funny enough, does get exposure during Super Bowl weekend, because I don't know if you guys heard Jeff Garcia speaking about that, and there was Doug Flutie as well.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff Garcia was interesting here, obviously former Pro Bowler, a lot of success in the NFL. He insists that there is not a big difference in talent quality between the CFL and the NFL.
Right.
But what I mean is you have that, and I mean, I'm sure the CFL wasn't happy about Doug Flutie talking about the CFL trying to Americanize, which I thought that was an odd take from Doug Flutie, who played in both leagues. But at the end of the day, you do have, guys there at the Super Bowl who talk CFL, who talk Grey Cup. I don't know why the CFL isn't trying to leverage free agent frenzy, which I think this is a frenzy, more around what's happening here.
Right, no, I agree with you.
It is strange. It is strange.
That's the end of my rant. I'm done.
I like it.
That's a Jacob rant for you.
This Jacob rant was sponsored by no one, but it could
Adam
be
could go on a rant, but Adam doesn't know enough about the CFL to go on said rant. So Adam will rant about other stuff when Adam feels like ranting about other stuff.
But I do want to thank.
Just have a show where Adam just rants the whole time.
Oh, good Lord, that'll be 10 hours.
Just an Adam rant.
That'll be as long as Rick's CFL show tomorrow.
And then there might just be a lot of swearing in there, and I just don't think that's worth it.
That's Adam's rant at night. But I do want to thank everyone for joining us tonight at the Analyst Desk. I also want to thank Lane Dashing Dashko, as much as he had to dash away from us towards the closing. But again, always great to get his opinions and his analysis as well. But of course, we have
Ticats jersey.
Yeah, and also big shout out to the comment section here. You guys brought in some great comments. And to the fans who are watching who are not commenting, thank you for just watching the show. We really appreciate it. And remember, this show, if you're just tuning in now thinking, damn, I missed it, well, the show stays up here, right? And I'm also going to upload this episode to our Spotify, iHeartRadio, because I feel this is an episode that will be good for our listeners there as well. So I do want to thank everyone for joining us at the Analyst Desk every day. Wow. Every day feels like game day. I'm expecting Dan to interrupt me, and I'm getting scared. But I want to thank Mr. Moore for your money. Woo! And Adam the Goat for joining us today. And, of course, Lane Dashing Dashko. So hopefully we'll be back tomorrow night. But until next time, thank you for joining us at the Analyst Desk, where every day feels like game day. Bye.
Bye.
Namago. Nama can't stay. Nama got